So what's a surd? Well, a surd looks like the square root of a number. So in this case, we've got the square root of 2. The square root of 2 is a surd. I'll explain why in a second. The surd, if you look at it here and you put it in your calculator, you'll get 1.414 and that number continues on. It actually carries on and on. It's a non-terminating decimal. Also, the numbers don't repeat. In other words, it's non-recurring. So a surd is the way of writing a decimal accurately, whereas it doesn't terminate and it doesn't recur. So surds are these numbers here: the root of 2, square root of 3, square root of 5, square root of 6, square root of 7, square root of 10, and there are plenty more. If you put these into your calculator, you will get a non-terminating, non-recurring decimal. Okay? They can't be shown as a simple fraction, and they can't be shown as a decimal that doesn't go on forever or repeats. It's really important that you distinguish between what is a surd and what is not a surd. So what's not a surd? Well, the square root of 4 is not a surd because the square root of 4 can be simplified to 2. The square root of 9 is not a surd because that can be simplified to 3. And any other square root that can be simplified down to an integer or a decimal that does end or does recur is also not a surd. Right, if you want to be able to deal with surds, the best thing you can do to start with is know your square numbers and know their roots. So I would suggest that you make sure you are fully aware of the squared numbers and going back to their roots. So for example, the square root of 9 is 3. The more you can recognise things like the square root of 9 is 3 or the square root of 169 is 13, the easier surds will be. So the next video then is on how to simplify surds.